I recognize that people have different abilities, different skills, different ways of working with things. But I was also trying to say that your introduction this morning, you were talking about, use all events and experiences for positive things. And you can see them as, okay, this is a great example. I want to follow that. Now that's helpful. And this is not a great example, and I don't want to go that way. That's just being mean and petty. Let's avoid going that way. And as I change myself and go do more of the good stuff, hopefully the universe is going to roll with me and provide more opportunities in that direction. And hence, some of these people that are not useful in my life can fall out of my life and go away, and people that are useful and aligned with what I'd like to have, where I'd like to go, who I'd like to be, will start coming into my life. And then my universe can change. And I think that was part of your manifesto that you have this week. And so when you get to that, you can highlight those points for us.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, and what you said again just brought up another point I want to make, that when you said hopefully this will lead to something good, those times in our life when we know I did something really good, I hope the universe will show up for me, reward me. And people can get into resentments of you didn't reward me, nobody recognized me, nobody appreciated me. No, those are more false negative beliefs. The point is that the invisible universe, not visible, it's always loving, it's always totally helping us. The visible universe is what our beliefs let through. So if you know you did something really good, and yet you're not seeing the fruits of those labors, and then the false beliefs will come in and say no, you did something wrong, people hate you, you're a loser, whatever. Oh, I can forget that stuff. That's not true. Go back to the point of look, there's an invisible universe that is totally always loving you, rewarding you, giving you everything you need. The visible universe is just what we have filtered through our beliefs. So Abraham Hicks talks about, there's this escrow, this vibrational escrow, he calls it, of basically everything good in your life is building up on the spirit side, on the energetic, invisible side, the non-manifest, non-local side. Everything good, every time you love something, that love is growing. Everything, you are appreciated, you are rewarded. There's a vibrational escrow. There's a wealth building up on the universe's side for you. If that wealth isn't getting through, it's only because of false beliefs that are blocking a physical, visible manifestation experience of it. So that was the idea of a vibrational escrow, where Abraham Hicks says, look, you folks have 20 to 30 lifetimes of fabulous, total, wealthy success waiting for you to collect. All you have to do is clean out your false belief systems. So imagine that. You are not only good enough to do some good things and get rewarded. You already have a backlog, an inheritance of 20 to 30 lifetimes of absolute joy and happiness waiting for you, ready to pour in, the floodgates. Open the door, it's all going to flood in. The only thing that's stopping it is these false beliefs that say, no, I'm a loser, I did a good deed and nobody rewarded me, nobody recognized me, nobody likes me, I can't do it again, I can't try again, I'm too hurt. It's that's the stuff that we need to let go. And then the universe will just pour in with our inheritance of our own love, our own, how much the universe loves us and how much you have. We have all done so many good things that have good energy waiting for us, coming to us if we just let it in. So that right there, thank you, Jim. That was a great exchange. That's kind of a nutshell, like a condensed message of this meeting for today. Okay, so I want to read the manifesto for today's topic. The manifesto, that's where I let my guidance, my flow, my inspiration write a few paragraphs to help guide the meeting. I actually didn't even work on the meeting until yesterday, and I finished writing this yesterday evening. I usually try to do it a little more ahead of time, but I just had such an amazing flow of experiences this week. And like I was saying, the whole country had some really traumatic things happen. Learning to work with what happens in your life, to embrace it, as there's a positive way to deal with even the most negative things. There's a way that's my way that's going to work. I was finding my way of dealing with even the worst things in my life and the worst things in the country. I was in such an amazing flow of my life this week that I was kind of overwhelmed by it. So I didn't even really write this until last night. But see what you get from this. My manifesto. Trust your own guidance now. The only way to succeed is be yourself. And whenever I say be yourself, I think of that Oscar Wilde. He had that quote, "Be yourself, everyone else is taken." So cute. Oscar Wilde, he was like that, rascally, smart aleck. And he ended up being like persecuted for being gay in England, like 100 or so years ago, a while ago. But anyway, yeah, being yourself. You are meant to be you. There is a positive way to be you. Embrace everything in your life. Let the universe show you the positive use, the positive meaning for you. It may be that something's a bad example, a good example of something bad. Oh, I definitely don't want to do that. Or it may be a bad example of something good. I do want to do that, but I don't want awful things to happen. Well, then clear out the negative beliefs. Negative beliefs are what makes even good things seem bad. Negative beliefs are what blocks us from having the full flow. The universe has only good for you. So let me read this here, the manifesto. Trust your own guidance now. The only way to succeed is be yourself. For too long, you've been told that you can't survive without fitting in. Put your private thoughts and feelings on hold. First, you must please others, get understood and appreciated, obey the rules, work hard, and belong to a group. Well, that's no way to thrive, but childhood taught you this to survive because you were physically weak and you depended on caretakers who discounted the power of a child's imagination in love. Remember again, Jesus said, unless you be like little children, you cannot enter the kingdom of heaven. The childlike imagination in love is unbelievably powerful, so unbelievably powerful that people don't believe it. We've been invalidated so much, but go back to that childlike imagination in love. That is your center. That is your heart. So now is time to expose the false lifestyle of a dominated culture that keeps you and others dysfunctional. It is increasingly obvious that society is in a crisis and everyone's just doing what they think will work for them, with few actually succeeding. A lot of people are doing what's obviously not good for them, but they still believe that it's going to be good for them. So just have compassion for them. When are the times you do something, stubbornly keep doing something, thinking, no, this should be good for me, even though it's not working yet. Oh, it'll pay off someday. No, it won't. Negativity loves to convince you, keep doing it, it'll pay off someday. No, if it feels bad, something's wrong right now. Fix it right now. So, if other people can't run their lives, much less understand the world they're in, what use is it to follow them? Do not follow. There are millions and billions of people doing the wrong things. Don't follow them. Find your inner guidance. Find what's right for you, starting with your own life. So join us Sunday, January 11, 2026, for a free empowering talk on how to trust your own guidance now for your real, true inner being, which has always known all the answers you need to live happy ever after. Really, you have a greater being. Your greater being, your higher self, is basically the you that will guide you to make a positive use of everything that's happening in your life right now. You don't have to be jealous of anyone else. You don't have to be down on yourself. You don't have to listen to false beliefs that you're not good enough. You don't have what it takes. No, right here, right now, starting with your life right here, right now, your higher self will guide you a positive way to make use of everything you have. Everyone was lied to in the domination culture, but it was not a lie of a conspiracy. People give away their power by blaming someone else and saying it was a conspiracy, but that only gets them more stuck in the painful emotions. No, it was not a conspiracy because everybody was suffering. Society validates your suffering lifestyle by offering you lots of company, lots of misery loves company, and saying, well, that's just the way life is. You join all the people, you can all be suffering together and wish things were better. No, don't suffer together. Insist, the universe is good. I'm going to find my way to let in the good universe. So life is what you make it. And self-examination is required to set yourself free. You have to examine, where am I doing the wrong thing for me? So what's your adapted survival personality like? Because everybody has these negative habits thinking that that's going to serve them. It's actually making things worse. Are you a raging blamer? These people who blame and rage. Are you a helpless, hopeless victim who's hiding from life? Are you a parental criticizing conformist? You all should do what I do. I know what's best. Are you an uncooperative rebel, constantly like making life hard because you're rebelling? Are you an escapist fantasizer? All these people are fantasizing wonderful things, but then they vent their feelings in revenge fantasies. I know a lot of people, spiritual people, they're like, love, they believe in love and light, and then when things get tough, they're fantasizing like, just get rid of those people. But oh no, I can't be angry, but I'm so angry. Oh, and I can't be angry. It's like, these people are in such a torment of their inner conflict. It's like, there are ways, positive ways to embrace everything, starting with your own emotions, your own experiences. So those survival personalities I mentioned, like those are just some of the possibilities. Find your survival personality. How do human beings adopt a survival personality when they're forced to live on false negative belief systems? False beliefs like love is weak, violence is strong and runs the world, people are going to hurt you, you were stolen from, you're alone and unappreciated, you need to fix everything by yourself, you're broken, nobody wants you, and more lies. They're all lies. None of that's true. That kind of stuff has really messed people up. It messes you up by making you not use the universe that loves you and would work. If you're so busy thinking negative thoughts, you don't work with the universe that already loves you, already has solutions for you. You end up sitting there, things get worse while they didn't have to be getting worse. You're just not making use of a universe that would love to work with you. So, if negative belief systems are behind everything, then who's running the negative belief systems? Oh, let's bring up the whole conspiracy thing again. No. Find them, blame them. Who's running the negative belief systems? No, it's you. You are running not all the negative belief systems for all the people, but your own negative belief systems, you're the one running it. So stop trying to find and punish somebody who's in charge, because you're only going to find yourself. And that's where, people are, you see people, they're so judgmental. It's like they have so full of like punishments and rules, and who they hate people, and they somebody used to blame, and then they can't take any criticism. They can't do any work on themselves. They can't improve themselves, because all their hate and blame and punishment would come back on them when they start realizing like, oh, I'm the one who made a mistake. Yeah, you want to have compassion so that you can actually face your own mistakes. You're in charge of your own false beliefs that don't work for you. The more you can have compassion, you can find them and let them go. Everybody lives in the energy of their own choices. That is why Jesus said, judge not lest you be judged. Don't condemn other people. You might end up condemning yourself. Wiccans like to say, whatever you put out comes back to you 3 times. Native Americans say, don't criticize another until you have walked a mile in their moccasins. And so on. All these ideas of like what you put out, you will get back. So try to put out love and compassion so you actually get love and compassion. With your mindfulness that comes from having love and compassion, you can actually calm down enough to notice what's going on in your life. With mindfulness, you can easily watch your own survival reactions of fight or flight. We're familiar with those, or freeze and appease. For me, freeze is when you're just so terrified you dissociate, you freeze. And appease is when you just try to please other people and just think everything is going to be fine if I just go along with it. It's like, no, at some point you realize like, I've been going along with the wrong thing. Like, and then it's when you freeze and freak out, and then you decide to flight or fight. So those survival reactions, you can notice them in yourself, and you can use them to start locating the negative beliefs, which are your tickets into negative worlds. Yeah, negative beliefs get you into a negative world. That's right. Entire worlds are generated by belief systems. And there's nothing you can do to change that. A negative belief will always generate an entire negative world. So every world is perfectly balanced to show the people who live by those beliefs those consequences of their choices. You don't want to like immediately fix the world, because there are a whole lot of people who need the consequences of their choices. They need to go through those life lessons. So you don't try to change the world you're in. You try to change which world you're in by becoming a different person. When you change yourself, you will learn your life lessons. You actually don't belong in the world with all the consequences of false beliefs. You belong in a different world, and you will shift. It's magical. It's a waking dream. You can actually shift into a totally different, more positive dream if you're ready for it, if you will let yourself. We all live in an infinite multiverse of pre-existing alternate realities that are based on different what-if belief scenarios, different belief systems. So what if humanity never solves the problem of evil, so that the whole world dies in sickness, pollution, and fascist governments? That's one if. That's one what-if scenario. And as you know what? I've been to that reality. We've all been seeing it. I see that reality in the news more often than I actually believe and feel that is how life works. Most of the times, you don't believe that hate is going to work in life, and then you read the news and you hear about some hateful people. They're really rich, they're in control, and then for a moment you can start believing that. It's like, oh, maybe hate really does run the world, and I don't want to be a hater, so I guess I'm a victim. It's like, back off. Like, just see the belief systems and say, like, I don't have to believe it. Even if people live that way, even if they stage a reality that way, I don't believe that's how life really works. I don't believe the way the universe really runs that way. So that's when you can disengage from false beliefs. You can disengage from a reality that isn't the way life really works. So your emotions vary to show which world you're in. And until you master your ability to teleport between realities, that's what you're doing. You're actually teleporting between different realities. Learn to master that. And until you master it, you will be a moody, miserable victim of your own bad driving skills. Yeah, it's like you're crashing your car, you don't know how to drive your life, and then you're like miserable and blaming somebody. No, follow your own guidance. Just work with your own life. Pay more loving attention to what you're doing, feeling, thinking, and choosing. And you will learn your own patterns. You will realize which beliefs you were believing that aren't actually true. That's not how the universe works. I want to stop trying to make life work that way, because it doesn't work that way. You will naturally choose a better lifestyle with self-forgiving self-awareness when you see the patterns of what works and doesn't work. And that will shift you automatically into a better world that already exists, the world of people who believe that positive belief. It already exists. It's just not visible to you. What's visible to you is what you currently believe. There are entire worlds already existing in a multiverse that you can shift into if you just believe and live more of that way. So where would you like to live? Where people are good and loving, and all beings delight to share divine gifts with one another? Yeah, that world exists. And you've been there. You've been there. You know that world too. You've been teleporting in and out of a really good world in all of your best moments, when your life is really flowing, when you feel really good. You've been to the best worlds. You just need to learn how to stay there and not remember and buy into and recreate the negative beliefs that teleport you back into a negative world. So for this meetup, see the different sides of your personality. You know, your mean side, your loving side. See those different sides of you as belonging to different worlds. They actually come from different worlds. What kind of world do you prefer? And what old habits and beliefs take you out of that happy world, assuming you want a happy world? Yeah, everybody does, really. So after some check-ins to share and relate, I will review the structure of creation for the strengths and weaknesses of our human and spiritual selves that were designed to work together to be whole together. We will learn how best to manifest a perfect life and how to gauge 4 levels of success. And we will conclude with a guided meditation with the higher self to clear out old negativity and refresh and cleanse your 7 chakra levels of your true soul personality. Okay, so we got some work to do here. Let's get into it. So we'll do my diagram here. Excuse me. I'm going to set up my basic diagram here. Okay. So my whiteboard, very quickly, here's your human self on the earth. And the point is a human spiritual partnership. The human times are when you're deep in your experience, you can have a really good time, and then suddenly realize, I don't know what to do next, and you can go into a lot of fears and catastrophizing. That's when, see, you want to embrace your emotions, embrace your current life, even the bad stuff, embrace your current emotions, accept them and work with them, express them in a positive way. Express them in art, express them in therapy, express them in journaling. Those would all be positive expressions of even, quote unquote negative emotions, anger or something. The negative emotions are just emotions that would go in a negative direction if you didn't take charge. If you take charge of your fear and your anger and your hurt and whatever, you can express them. You can learn more about yourself. You can do some healing. So when you accept your human self, that's when you can go into your spiritual self and you have a little more perspective on things. And the goal in life is to go back and forth, human experience, spiritual perspective, back and forth, making better decisions, and your life will get better. So the bigger picture here is, yes, you have a soul in the universe. Your soul is your version of the universe working for you. You are the universe learning to work with yourself, basically. So your soul, the universe, this is all about love. This is all about solutions up here about love. And it's not actually outside of yourself, it's within yourself. We're drawing a map, we're spreading things out. So your soul, your part of the universe, is always guiding you, is always giving your human being a certain level of instincts, of guidance. It comes from your heart. Your heart tells you, like, I want to love. I want to find a positive solution here. There must be a way. And when you were an animal, like simpler beings who don't exercise a lot of free will, they're still complex beings, but they're just guided by their soul. They're guided by the universe. So you always have a certain level of guidance. It's just that now you are a more sophisticated consciousness who has your own free will. And that means you don't always necessarily follow your immediate guidance, your intuition. You can actually step outside of yourself to observe how the system works. And it's okay. Human beings have made a lot of mistakes, but it's not a mistake to be a human being. It's not a mistake to have free will. The universe wants you to learn how creation works. So yes, you start noticing these 4 levels of creation. There's a physical level. As I said, this is a great exercise. When in doubt, the way to ground and center yourself is just kind of notice, like categorize and take an inventory. How am I doing physically, emotionally, my feelings, mentally, my thoughts, my plans, my goals, and spiritually, my values, my inspirations. Okay, these 4 levels, they are actually like steps of reaching the universe and your soul. Like from going top down, you can see how the spiritual level, your values, your inspirations, your guidance, and then the mental level, how you start translating that into goals and thoughts. And then your emotional level is your feelings. You start feeling like, okay, I made these goals and thoughts, but how does it feel? How does it feel to think that, like, okay, I had a goal, I would value a peaceful, wonderful world. And then I had a mental plan of like, well, then I need to get rid of the bad guys. Well, how does that feel to think that I need to have a war and kill people? Well, that doesn't feel good. So let me go back to the drawing board. So whenever your emotions are really like saying like something's not right here, go back to the drawing board. Go back to like what kind of plans and goals would align with my values. So, but a lot of people, they just keep plowing ahead with their feelings. You get down to the physical level, that's when you actually take action. On the spiritual path, you are catching yourself when you have emotions that make you want to like kill somebody or run in fear and screaming and whatever. You're catching yourself and you're doing more work at the mental level to align your thoughts and plans with your spiritual values and inspirations. That's the spiritual work. And then when you're in a really happy feelings and you're feeling really positive, that's a green light. Go into your physical actions. Take more physical actions. But you always do want to take some level of physical actions. It's just you're fully going out in the world and meeting people, trying new things. Do that in your really good happy flow. When you're having a lot of fear, hurt, anxieties, anger, so on. That's more of like, okay, I'm not in a good mood to like, I'll do the minimum I need to do in the outer world, but I need to do more inner work. So you always want to be realistic with like, I got to do something in the world to take care of myself. But, if I'm in a bad mood, I'm not going to vent it at the workplace and get myself fired, or I'm not going to vent it at my spouse or my kids. And, you manage yourself. That's the managing. That's that spirit-human partnership. Feel your feelings and decide spiritually, am I in a good place to go fully out in the world, or am I in a place where I need to like kind of keep it quiet and like manage more stuff privately to clear myself up? And the more you clear yourself up, the more you will realize guidance is also coming very consciously from your higher self and your future self. And this is where people have, psychic spiritual experiences. So that in addition to the human level of like, my heart tells me what to do, and I feel intuitions and synchronicities, and my life is sort of flowing in a way. That's all the natural, what would come to animals too. But as a higher being with your free will and your full thinking consciousness, you also want to build up this channel of guidance where I can see and hear my higher self, my future self guiding me. Your future self is your higher self, the next step of your higher self, becoming your own best future. You have all of these. This is all pre-existing. Time is all simultaneous. All the worlds pre-exist. The more you believe it, the more you can experience it. Okay, so that's the basic outline here. Let me, I'm going to try as quickly as I can to get through a couple concepts here. So one is, I said, what's the best way to manifest? What's the best way to approach your goals? You have goals in life. Absolutely. Embrace your goals. Don't think that, don't buy into false beliefs like, oh, you're selfish, you want a happy life, you should sacrifice and give to others. No, you want a happy life. Take care of yourself. Absolutely. You have your goals. What's the best way to work on your goals? So basically, you're looking for a route into your world that's kind of like this. You're looking for going into the world. So you start from your soul, your spiritual values, your mental plans, the emotional feelings you get from your plans, your physical actions that you can take. You reach a point in life, in your day, in your pursuing your goals of maximum action. This is the point of maximum action. And if people who keep going blindly with more and more action and reaction, that's when you're off the chart. You're going past what's good for you. This is when people, they have some anger. So instead of going back, if I'm in an angry mood, I'm going to do the minimum. I'm going to cause little damage. I'm going to express my feelings to myself. I'm going to work on this mental layer. That's basically like, I'm aware I got to go back up and work on myself. But there are people, say, who are angry. They just keep going down in the world. I'm angry. Anger means I have to like smash things and like get rid of bad guys. It's like, no, actually anger means I need to define my boundaries. I need to define my values so that I'm not running into things that make me angry. But yeah, people who keep running on their emotions and reacting in the world, they go down and down and things keep getting worse. And that's when they develop a sense of like, oh, there's a devil character, these horns here. There's some evil in the world that's out to get me, and I got to oppose it and fight and flight and all these reactions. That's people when they're going past their turning point. They're going past their point of maximum positive action, and they're experiencing life as against them, and they're assuming somebody's out to get them, and they turn more defensive and combative. That's negativity. Going past your point of maximum positive action. Now there's a point of maximum positive action, and then you take a turning point. And that's when you work more on your inner world, so you can then recommune with your soul, have the maximum experience of your soul energy, and then plan with your higher self and all a new cycle of going into the world. So it's all this cycling. So I wanted to so Bashar is a channeled entity who has a lot of great advice. He always emphasizes you have full ability to manage your life, and you start by step one. I'm gonna superimpose it on this cycle here. So step one is you feel what you're most excited to do. Your soul communicates life energy to you. You feel life energy in terms of, what am I most excited to do? Where do I feel most ready to do something that could have a positive outcome. I'm excited. I'm curious. I'm loving. I'm compassion. I'm passionate. I'm, all these kind of feelings. Follow your bliss. Follow your excitement. What makes you happy. Those are all signs of life energy. That's where you're coming into life. Follow that. Find what you're most excited, most passionate to do. That's Bashar's step 1. And so step 2 is take it as far as you can. So maybe put step 2 somewhere in here. You work on what most excites you and take it as far as you can. So that's step 2. Take physical action on what excites you. Don't just sit around like idealistic dreamer. You've got to do something. You've got to take physical action. Otherwise, your life energy is not going to connect with your human life and it's not going to ground. So you've got to take some physical action. And then Bashar advises step 3, when you've gotten as far as you can, let it go. No insistence on outcomes. No, because insistence is resistance. Don't get stuck on well, this person should have remained my boyfriend, girlfriend. This job should have appreciated me. This should have worked. Just let it go. When you've done all you can positively, let it go. And you see that's that turning point of if you hold on to something, you're going to go down into a world of blockages, resistances, and presume somebody's out to get you and all this kind of reactivity, all the bad examples of how to live that you see in the world. There's a lot of people way down in here. Now, you want to so then step 4, see, Bashar often talks about the first 3 steps, but he actually there are 5 steps. So step 4 is remain positive. Even though you did a point of maximum action and then you let it go because you realized I can't go any further and still be positive about things, you're going to remain positive. So holding on to I want to be a kind, loving person. That's going to help you realize when I'm starting to turn nasty here, I better stop. I've gone as far as they can. So stay positive. That's going to help you turn back up into your inner work. And step 5, Bashar says, that's when you find the beliefs to change. And let your higher guidance, your higher self, your future self, guide you by synchronicities to self-help, to a book, a workshop that gives you new ideas, or new ideas, downloads come to you, oh, I just got this idea, a whole new way to see life. Let yourself be guided to what are the next positive changes to make, new ways to believe the universe works and that it works for you and with you. So these 5 steps, that's how best to manifest, with a critical turning point of just let it go. If you're starting to turn negative and nasty and defensive, let it be a sign you've done all you can for now. And don't think oh, I didn't succeed. Nobody appreciates me. I did all that work for nothing. No, that's all part of the negative thinking that's not true. Your good actions went somewhere. It's just that there's positive energy waiting for you up here. And the only way to collect it is stay positive and do your belief system work. Then you will fully collect your positive energy. And you will tune into this invisible world, this vibrational escrow, as Abraham Hicks calls it, where basically all the good you've ever done is there. It's waiting for you. It's just not visible yet. It could be invisible in terms of it's in the next neighborhood, and you have to follow your guidance to meet the people that just you've never met before, but they are in the world. Or it could be invisible in terms of it doesn't even exist in the world yet, but by the time you get there, it's going to be solid physical for you. So following your guidance is really just this process of follow your passion, your bliss, work on it, take action, take it as far as you can while remaining positive, let go the negative, stay positive, and work on your beliefs. Let your guidance improve do that shadow work, improve your approach to life. So 5 steps. Now, the last point I wanted to make is this idea that was coming to me with great clarity this week. It was clarifying things I've thought about before, but I love this clarity. 4 levels of success. See, success, first of all, to note that let me say a little something and give my arm a rest, put down the board here for a second. There are, and this is going to lead into the meditation. The 7 chakras, and you can study them, the idea of each chakra is sort of an energy, an approach to life. So the first chakra is just surviving, just being physically alive. And the second chakra is your creativity, your joy. It can be about sexuality because it's like at the level of your sex organs, and then going up the body. The third chakra is your personal power. The color yellow, the colors kind of go with it too. Like, so the red, the first chakra, physical living. Second chakra, orange, pleasure, creativity. Third chakra, yellow, it's around the belly. That's your personal power, what you can really do in the world. And the fourth chakra, green, it's your heart level. That's your love, your relationships. Your heart speaks. It's like, I want to be in loving relationships with the world, with the universe, with other people. The fifth chakra is the throat, color blue. That's your personal ability to express yourself, like stand up for your truths, voice your values. I know what my values are because I figured them out. Now I can express them. I can stand for what kind of person I am. And then your sixth chakra, color purple, that's your ability to see magical things. That's your ability to perceive the magic of the world. You're going to see synchronicities. You're going to see amazing, miraculous things. Maybe you literally see spirits talking to you, but you don't have to see spirits to see magic. You can see like, oh my God, this opportunity showed up, or oh my God, I'm in a park and like this bird came and sang to me, and like, oh my God, nature is so beautiful. That's all sixth chakra, when you see the magic and the miracles of life. And the seventh chakra, the color white, it's when you're connecting to your higher self. You realize, like, I am in the care and the love of the entire universe, and I have my own personal connection, my higher self, my soul. So it's a whole chakra alignment system. Everybody has 7 goals in life, which comprise your personality, your theme, what you're trying to do in life, your passion, your purpose. People talk about wanting a mission. What am I here for? Get to know your goals in each of the 7 chakras. The first 2 chakras are universal goals. Everybody's working on this. The first chakra is the goal of learning how to work with the universe for your own personal success, how to consciously create success, how to be able to manifest your best goals positively. Everybody's working on that. Everybody's interested in, like, how can I be successfully working with the universe? Second chakra, that orange pleasure center, it's also a universal goal. I want to create fun. I want to create joy in my life. I didn't just study life to, be able to make things happen according to the rules. I want to actually like enjoy life. I want to be able to put my manifestation skills to just incredible, endless happiness and joy and creativity and fun and relationships and love. And that's all second chakra. From there, the chakras, your third, your power center, your fourth, your heart, your fifth, expression, throat, your sixth, your third eye, seeing the magic and miracles of life, your seventh, connecting with your higher self. It can more customize. There are certain things you want to learn to master as a human being in your lifetime, but they will arrange with the chakras. So that's the sense of being your true self. Let yourself notice that, first of all, everybody wants to have success with the universe, how to realize your goals. That's your first chakra. That is you. That's the part of the real you. Secondly, everybody does want to have pleasure and fun. They may not be doing it. They may be doing awful things because they have false beliefs that say the way to pleasure and fun is to do horrible things. How's that ever going to work? It's not. But everybody wants to have fun and pleasure. So let me get back to the idea of 4 levels of success, keeping in mind that everybody's learning how to consciously work with the universe for successful manifestation and how to have fun doing it. The first level of success, I would say, I'll put it at the physical level, is the success of being able to do things in the world. I'm a physical being. I can physically manipulate and move objects. That is a level of success. I'm born here. I actually have a body. I can do stuff. Maybe it's limited. Maybe I'm not very strong. Maybe, I don't have much money. Maybe whatever. You can do something. That is a first level of success. You can do some physical action. Treasure that. And don't go with false beliefs to say you're not good enough, you don't have enough money, you don't have enough health, you don't have enough power. No, your physical action, your physical ability is good enough to work with the universe. Physical action. Secondly, a flow, an emotional success. energetic success. You're feeling good, energetic success. Notice this is sort of like first and second chakra. Energetic success. And what I want to point out here is the idea of initiations. A lot of times, basically, this can seem like luck. This is when something works in life and you're not totally sure how you got here, but it feels so good. You've lucked into a great situation. There's beginner success. Like often when a person goes bowling for the first time, they do really well, and then after that they don't do so well. There is a beginner's luck to life. There's an initiation. The universe wants to give you total success. The first time you try something, you'll often have, if you don't have a lot of like preconceptions that you're going to fail, you can just succeed. If you just have a happy-go-lucky attitude of like, let me try this, see what happens. Like, whoa, I can do this, amazing. And then you start stressing out. So you've had energetic success at sort of an initiation level, but you don't fully understand how it is to sustain that. How can I always have this kind of success? So the second level of success is you're sort of lucky, but you don't fully understand it. Don't get superstitious. Don't get paranoid. Don't obsess on how to maximize luck, how to maximize, your strengths, whatever. Go to the third level of success. The third level of success is working on beliefs. You realize that your lucky breaks, your lucky success is when your positive beliefs let through some of the love of the universe. And you realize that the times that you were unlucky and things didn't work, you don't have to be out of your mind scared, catastrophizing. That's just negative beliefs. So real success is working at this mental level of like, hey, I accept my current life as it is. I'm sorting it out. I'm sorting out with positive beliefs to believe in, more negative beliefs to let go. That's real success. And that is where somebody could be a hot mess. It's like, hey, I'm a mess, but I'm working on things and I feel good. You can actually feel really good even when your life is a mess because you're working on it and you are tuned in with the universe. And the fourth level of success, well, this is where you're golden. You're like, I know how life works. I've cleared. I can take action. I've had lucky experiences of how good life can be. I worked on sorting my beliefs, and now, by golly, I can just directly receive and work with energy from my soul, and I just feel really good. And this is when maybe your personal life is really successful, you're financially independent, whatever, or your world is really successful, like, I've got a great government, great society, we're all looking to get there. But that golden success is when you realize I've reached a level of like, I know it's really solid. And until you get there, you can have moments of insecurity. But if you're at that third level where you're doing the shadow your work, you're working on your belief systems, you're going to feel secure even when you're insecure sometimes. There's a little bit of a paradox here. But the real spiritual path is being a hot mess. I embrace the times that I'm scared, I'm angry, I'm hurt, whatever, but I embrace them because I know on the other side of it, I will heal, and the universe has tons of great energy for me. So I'm bringing the invisible world of the universe's love for me and success for me, bringing it into the visible, crunching the numbers, working through the stuff of life, and I'm processing it, I'm healing it, and that feels really good. That's where we all need to be today, is realizing like, I don't want to just, try to take physical action. That first level of success, that's where people obsess to dominate. I just take more and more physical action. Like you let go of domination. And that second level of success, sometimes I'm lucky. I want to try to stay in the luck, like deny, like la la la. Don't tell me bad things. I want to stay in the luck. Don't try to cling to the good energy. Go to that third level where you're working on your belief systems. It's very satisfying, and the universe takes care of it, and you feel really good, even though you have your ups and downs. And then you will get to, you'll feel it in different areas of your life. This area of my life is golden. It's all set. I'm solid. And eventually you clean up enough of your life that your whole life is like happy ever after. I made it. I know how to work with the universe. I learned my human lessons. And I didn't die. Now you can have heaven on earth. That's the goal of life. Your goal is not to be here to die and go back to heaven, and then as a spirit, like, oh, I didn't learn my lessons, let's go back again. See, a lot of people are doing these cycles of karmic reincarnation, and that's where they talk about getting off the wheel of karma, the suffering. Yeah, you want to have your last suffering in lifetime. You don't want to have to die to go to heaven and start over again. You want to be able to process everything while alive and get to that heavenly state of working consciously with the universe and being aware of your personality, of all the 7 chakras, what you work on, your gifts for the world, and being able to find the communities where you thrive. Life can be amazing this way.